Good morning, good morning. So, Chinese New Year tomorrow. So I thought I'll show you guys what happens basically during the Chinese New Year Eve. And it's kind of different this time because what's been happening is that we've got this whole, occurrence happening all around the world globally, right? And we're sort of confined at home. We've got some regulations, but that is not going to dampen our spirits. So coming up next, guys, Chinese New Year Eve. Stay tuned. So I think one thing that we are kind of fortunate about is that because my folks actually stay in the next block, so it makes it easier for us to at least still have our reunion dinner, and my mother-in-law lives with me. So yeah, so we can still do that reunion dinner thing again. So we are preparing for it. Let me show you around, see what it looks like. We've got duck, and this is basically the size of the vegetarian sort of dish that the Chinese eat during Chinese New Year Eve, and also I think the day. And a few more days after that because you usually make too much of it anyway. This. Ooh. That's the thigh basically. And then this side of the kitchen. What's happening here? What are we making?
I'm making inko.
Inko ah?
Yeah.
So just to fill you guys in, the inko is basically like a glutinous rice cake of sorts which you also eat during Chinese New Year. So you're making it from scratch, obviously.
Yeah,
so,
I found a recipe online and it's my first time trying.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So anyway, while Sandra's actually preparing all that, let me just show you guys around the place, okay? I'll just give you guys a tour around the house. So this is like the living area. Pretty standard, and we've got our dining place over here. And then Avery's obviously. Avery, hi, say hi. Yeah, she's just hooked onto her iPad. And then I've got Zachary here. Hey Zach, wanna say hi? Wanna say hi to everyone else? Say hi.
Hi.
Alright. And this is our kitchen. Real cooking kitchen, yeah? Not one of those like TV studio kitchens, right? Where it's immaculate and all. This is like a typical Chinese kitchen. And then some of the things that some of the stuff that we have, usual, mommy of course, snack for the kids, and cookies and all that, seaweed, I love this stuff, right? More snacks basically, peanuts, moroku, and then we are overloaded with basically almond cookies. We've got so much of that. I'm not even sure who we're expecting, but we actually made quite a few jars of this. Lots of it, and you got your standard pineapple cookies and the almond cookies. So, showing you next, and then kind of like we've got like a garden here in this area over here, So there's a laundry there, which I don't think you need to see. So it overlooks pretty much some construction over there. And then this is the living area, the TV. I don't really watch a lot of TV, so I don't really sort of like invest too much in this area, to be honest. The kids, most of the time, they are basically hooked on the devices, and that's our TV, and that's it. Pretty simple setup. Well, I'll take you guys upstairs. This is sort of like a second living area recently, which I don't know what to do with it, but sort of like making it into like a music area. I bought a piano online the other day, an electronic piano, which I will be making a video of that very soon. My old guitar, haven't had time to play that yet. That's my light box. Let me show you where my study is. So, let's see, show you. So basically this is where my study is. This is pretty much where I shoot some of these YouTube videos, my tripod, table, pretty simple stuff. Oh, my lens is still sitting here. Okay, and that's one light, and that's another one. It's a backlight. I use that sometimes as like a fill light. So yeah, pretty simple. I'll show you my room. So this is what my room looks like. Room for the kids. Space for the kids, my space, pretty standard, right? And I don't think you need to like see the toilet anyway. Come on, head back downstairs, see what's cooking. How's that cold coming along?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just letting it cool.
We've got a got a mentor here on another YouTube channel.
Just making sure I follow each and every step.
Okay.
That's important.
And if the recipe is good, I'll leave the links in the description section below, guys. And now the sugar goes into the glutinous rice flour. You're actually doing pretty well. It is supposed to look like this, right?
Yeah?
So the plan is that we're not going to tell my parents when they come over that this is our first time. Then we see what they're going to say. Right? If they ask us, have you been doing this? All the time. We have it every weekend. And then they say, oh, nice ah.
They won't even know.
Yeah, they won't
Because
notice
it's
it.
going to be nice.
Okay, so I want to show you guys something else that usually during like Chinese New Year you also see it in people's house. These plants. Believe it or not, I'm not kidding you, okay? It's called pussy willow. That's it done.
跟住依家係咪呢個汁頭先我係攞去醃佢㗎嘛，倒埋落去咯，加水咯，又係加水落去燜咯，再加啲水先唔夠。
Okay, so now my turn. I'm just gonna get to my study. Okay, we kind of need to do this quietly. Hang on, let me just close that door. Okay, so we're back in the studio. Hang on, something's wrong here. Let me just bring this up. Anyway, this is like an impromptu shoot, so I didn't really have time to sort of set up. This works, okay? Yep. Hang on. Looks better? Yeah, it's about right. This is my makeshift sort of prop. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about basically the most important thing and a very significant thing in Chinese New Year practice. So we've got here red packets, also known as Hong Bao. So the significance of Chinese New Year and giving out ang baos, right, really is that number one is for good luck, because Chinese we are, you know, there's only a few things we're afraid of. We're afraid of ghosts, number one. Number two is we're also afraid of bad luck. Oh, another thing we are very worried about is that we're always also afraid of no money. So what you do is that in Chinese tradition, right, the reason why you actually give out these red packets is that you want to start the year off. It's basically significance that you want to start the year off with some money in your pocket. Like I said, we are very afraid of no money. So this is really what it is. So we've got these red packets, they're actually quite nifty. This one is warped though. Doesn't matter, right? Because it is not how your wallet looks like, mate. It's what's inside it. Okay, I'm spoken like a real Chinese. So anyway, and another thing that you need to realize is that when you're putting in notes for ang pao, right, traditionally you want to be able to put like sort of like new notes. But somehow, I don't know, maybe I'm just not high enough up that ladder. They gave me some pretty old notes. Anyway, doesn't matter. New money, old money, still good to spend. So the good news is that I probably don't need to pack that many red packets this time, because you know, we're just going through this really crazy time, you know. I don't need to mention what it is, but I think the only upside, if it's of any consolation, is that you don't need to give that many ang paos out. So this is how you start people off. You can see a bit of money inside, and then you sort of snip this and just tuck this in. Very presentable, and that's how you give it out. Right, so let me just put this away. And what else do you need to know? So tomorrow will be a big day, because the actual day for Chinese New Year is the time where you actually give all these ang paos out. Tonight is just like preparing a feast. Tomorrow is going to be another feast, and the day after is also going to be another feast. So lots of food video coming up, guys. So let's sort it out. Alright, we've got more of this. This is really nice. This one definitely deserves a mention. It's got this golden ox. So that's another thing. We like everything golden. Right. So this is something that you know, I usually do maybe a day or two before Chinese New Year to hide myself in the corner. And I won't lie to you, any minute now my kids are actually going to come charging in. But you know, there's no such thing as a perfect shoot anyway. It's always going to be pointy, it's going to be always a little bit, you know, imperfect. Doesn't matter. So, gosh, there's quite a few. So as I was saying, the good news about this year is that, of any consolation, is that you probably don't need to pack that many red packets. But traditionally, what we usually do is that we always try to actually have some red packets in our bag or in our house in case anyone pops over. You have something to give. It's the significance of, you know, starting the year off with money and good luck, or rather, good rock. So that is basically the ang pao, or rather the red packet aspect of Chinese New Year. Check it out, very pretty. Ta-da! So now you know, guys. So let's go downstairs and see what else they're making. One thing I can tell you, that I think my mother-in-law, right, is in a full-fledged Chinese New Year mode. She's actually cooking now yam cake. Let's go check it out. 所以爆咗去，
冇爆一下咯，爆到佢香咗，食跟住咪擠咯，擠味道咯。
Which is basically your salt,
鹽啦，胡椒粉啦，五香粉啦，同埋少少味精。
and a little bit of aji. Oh, it's a fried yam. 呢啲咪落咗五香粉嘅係啫嘛？落
咗五香粉、鹽胡椒粉、少少味精落咗。呢度溝水咯，呢撥到佢平平咯。
一陣你又鋪回個蝦米啊？
炒咗陣鋪蝦米咯，最尾。
It's supposed to be like a darker color, right?
Yeah, I think I will need to spend more time caramelizing the sugar next time.
It's okay. Let's just see what my parents say about it, okay?
Huh?
Check it out, check it out. So we've got this special delivery from my sister from Mandarin Oriental. This is the Yisang. You guys check it out. Wow. And then also a bag of goodies. All for tonight. Amazing. Let me just show you. I'm just going to open it up so you guys can see it. Hang on. Wow. You see how it opens up? Very classy. So it's got that crackers. Very nice. And then this is the... Oh, this is a salmon. Okay. Wow. Very, very classy. So I think I'm just going to store this in the fridge. And this one is the salmon. Let's have a look at it. Oh wow. Nice. And the oil, the sesame. Oop. Yeah, very nice. And wow. So this is the packaging. Very nice. I love the way it just sort of opened up. And also we have here, you've got Chockies, gold nuggets, very nice. Gold, no, actually these are like gold ingots. Nice, very Chinese New Year-ish. And then you've got the ang pao. What is this? This is so cool. Look at this. What do you think this is, Avery? What do you think this is? Ang pao. No. Wow, look at that.
It's chocolate!
So cool. Later tonight, okay?
Whoa, cool. Can I have one?
Okay.
Can I have one?
Of course you can. Each one first?
I want two.
No, one first. Keep the rest of it for tonight. And the rest of it, you've got your oranges and also your, basically your fortune cookie. my folks are here. Hello, hello, hello. Evara,
Gracias.
come on in, come on in. Hello, Evara. Oh my god, you brought more food. Holy cow.
Delivery.
Oh wow.
Food delivery.
That's a lot. Too many, yeah. The prawns and all that.
Yeah. Go
Come on in first, come on in first. So we're almost ready for our reunion dinner. And the whole idea behind this whole Chinese New Year reunion dinner, right, is basically where the family, they all get together and then they have this dinner just to celebrate before Chinese New Year. So then I've got my folks with me and they brought even more food, and I tell you, I'm not kidding you, there is enough food for us for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day and 2 days after. I'm just gonna walk you through some of the stuff that we're having today. Spread is basically the fried wontons. And then this one is the Thai, the vegetarian dish. And then we also have the duck. And oh, my mother brought the prawns. Lovely. Mother, what prawns are these, huh? It smells spicy, it's some sort of prawn. And then barbecue chicken wings. All this stuff, and then the cake. All this stuff for 8 people. That's amazing. See, even my helper is amazed. And then we had the lin go. This one turned out to be. And the tong yin. Holy cow. So my dad is obviously, he's all ready for dinner. And that's our yisang right now. So let me just show you guys how this whole yisang thing works. So I'm going to invite you guys to join us for lo sang. So that's how it looks like. Hello 啦，
你哋步高升啦，身體健康啊，個個。
First taste, try. It's good. It's actually quite good, huh? So it's nice. Not too sweet, not too sour. Not soggy. You sound from the Mandarin Oriental. So, next is a dessert. So I'm going to be serving a 2017 Cabernet Sauvignon, red, Argentinian. So my dad's over there, hope he appreciates this. This is not Chinese tradition. Chinese tradition, we usually have like probably brandy, but I'm not much of a brandy drinker, so this is going to have to do. Hey, what are you doing here? You're too young to drink. Come on. So this one, you gotta be extra gentle. I mean, there's a way to do this. Right, just here. Alright, and then just gently. You don't have to be rough, just slowly bring it up. Bring it up. Voila. Okay, so this one I picked it up the other day. Where did I pick this up from? I think I actually got this from no, I actually got this from Ben's, just down the road. What? It's a red, it's a Cabernet Sauvignon. My favorite. Decent? It's okay. It needs to breathe. It needs to breathe. Let this breathe first and then we'll get back to it. This is the lin go. Go go ah.
步步高升，步步高
How?
升。
Okay ah. You hear that? The lin go is okay. The lin go that actually works.
What do you mean that actually works? I told you it will work.
Hey, okay, it's your recipe. It's your recipe. So we've got fireworks in here. They are, eh? Tomorrow we will be heading over to my parents' place because we'll be doing this whole Chinese thing. And you see that tea ceremony, which I'll show you tomorrow. So now this part we're actually heading over to my parents' place, and this is the part where you just go and buy in, where you visit, and usually you visit your elders and you don't go empty-handed. So I brought some mandarin oranges. By the way, they just live next door. Alright, in you go. Let's go, let's go. Oh, 恭喜發財，恭喜發財。Mother 恭喜發財 ，another healthy year ahead.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
恭喜發財。
恭喜發財，恭喜發財。
買得恭喜發財。
恭喜發財，恭喜發財，身壯力健，步步高升。
Thank you, mother.